Welcome along to Series 10, 11 and 12 track rotation guide. Yes, it is the time of the week where you have to go ahead and get some brand new Series 10, 11 and 12 tracks. They are going to include brand new track stats or driver stats that you need to focus your car or your drivers on to overcome the challenges. Now we've got the next 2 weeks full of these stats and we're going to take the guesswork completely out of it. We are going to give you everything you need to know. We're going to give you your setup, your drivers. We're going to give you advice on them tow points as well. Now, you've also seen our GP strategy maps, really effective for GP performances, and we are going to give you the GP maps ready for this rotation as well. So this video is going to be split into 3 parts. We are going to have your Series 10 rotation guide, then we're going to go into Series 11 and Series 12. So make sure to use the loading bar at the bottom to make sure you skip to the chapter that you require. What I would always recommend is anytime you're doing a long session of racing, always come back to this strategy guide so you can always be aware of the setup, drivers and what to use as well. Now, we're going to cross over to the game, and first of all, we're going to welcome in our Series 10 players. So welcome to Series 10. I hope you're doing well, and we have a brand new setup drivers combination for you today. Now let's go and have a look at the Series 10 rotation, and it is now all about race start, as you can see. So we have race start and power unit for Imola. We have Hungary, which is race start and cornering, so both of them 9 laps. We've got a 6 lap of Singapore, race start and power unit, and we have got Mexico, race start and power unit. So all of your driver stat is all about race start. We have got 3 power unit circuits and 1 cornering circuit. So the main focus in this series really is selecting your best race start driver, as well as mainly going for a power unit setup, because that is 75% of the circuits. Now we're going to cross over to our map. Here we go. First of all, drivers. Race start. It's going to be Series 10 selection. Don't worry about my levels, focus on the ore levels, but Colapinto has some really good race start, and so does Esteban Ocon has some good race start. Be careful with Colapinto, his tyre management is very bad, so you've got to just be very, very wary of that. Now, any other drivers from Series 10, it's a pretty tricky one to go ahead, but Liam Lawson is probably your next bet, and he comes along with better tyre management than Colapinto, for example. So you might want to slack off some race start for some tyres. That is totally up to you. There's not really anybody else in driver lineup which is better than Ocon, Colapinto, or maybe stretching down to Liam Lawson. None of the rares are going to be that great either, so kind of ignore them ones and just go for them 3 if you can. Now the car setup, we mentioned 3 of the circuits are power unit based, 1 cornering. So we have gone for as strong as a power unit setup as we can. And then where we don't have the Series 12 parts, of course, we've gone for some cornering parts. So you can see Rumble, Dynamo, Aeroblade, Curler is all power unit. Gyro is obviously cornering, and Mac number 3 is some cornering too. So you can see there, look, I've got the later parts. It's not going to be worth it. There's no speed to take the Behemoth, and again, we're not going to take Mac 2. So that is pretty much your best setup. Again, not really anything we can do extra. I would be recommending this setup that is covering the 3 power unit circuits and having a little bit of qualifying and cornering in there as well. Cornering track is going to be tough, but there's not a lot else you can do when 75% of your circuits are basically power unit. So what we'll do is we'll now get into your strategy area. We'll take a look and get rid of Abu Dhabi and basically tell you what you can follow at these circuits. So let's start off with Imola. So I'm not too sure if it's dry or wet conditions, but it is a 9-lap race. And you're probably going to be looking most likely at a free soft, free soft, free soft strategy, or even a free wet, free wet, free wet. Now, if you can do more than that and you can get to 4, maybe a 4 medium, free soft, 2 soft, that can work as well. Don't be afraid to split out your strategies. You could even look at a one-stop as well. Now the boosts, these feature Race Star and Power Unit. You have got Surf, Rooster and Gladiator, the 3 best. You've also got Instinct and Frost. Your track map right here includes blue where to conserve Power Unit, yellow for medium, red for attack, 1 DRS point to use down that home straight. When you use DRS, make sure you are attacking as well. Now we're going to continue with the Singapore, continue with the Power Unit. So really around here, I'd probably be recommending a 2 medium, 2 medium, 2 medium. If you can get the softs, great. I'm a little bit nervy about the 222, but mediums should work fine as well. And in the wet, a 222, I think you're going to be pretty nice with that. If you can get a free wet down in Series 10, then absolutely great as well. Now, in terms of everything else, you have got above me Surf, Instinct, Rooster, Gladiator, and Frost again, and obviously 2 places for DRS. Tricky track for DRS, not as strong Singapore, but you can score some good points around there. Next one is Mexico with the Power Unit. And 9 laps again, free soft is absolutely fine around here. You could go for the 4 medium, 5 hard, 4 medium if you wanted to look at doing a 1-stop. In the wet, 3 and a 4-3-2 to make sure that you don't double stack. So, boosts are exactly the same. Track map, use it down the home straight DRS or from turns sort of 2-3. There's some really good points to use DRS and obviously attack through the corners. Tricky little track sometimes, Mexico, that is for sure. And now finally, the circuit that is going to be pretty much useless for us in this series. You're going to have to battle through, especially in the sprints. Hungary. You can again do the 3-3-3 on the softs. You can go 4 medium, 5 hard, 4 medium. Your boosts, Timeless, Hook, Copper, Prince, Kawhi, Herald and Nazar all feature Race Start and Cornering. Down the home straight is your best plan of attack. In the wet conditions, 3-3-3 pretty much and a 4-3-2 on the strategy. So that is your Hungary. That is all 3 circuits that we have covered, or 4 circuits. Mexico, Singapore, Hungary and Imola. And that is your driver lineup and car selection. So that is your car, that is your drivers, and good luck for those players in series number 10. Now, welcome to players into Series 11. Welcome to this new track stat, driver stat that is required. And Series 11 is featuring Race Start this week. Same as Series 10, both having Race Start. You have got Australia, Imola, Hungary, and Singapore. Now, you've got Race Start and Speed. You've got Race Start and Power Unit. Race Start and Cornering. Race Start and Power Unit. So here in Series 11, 2 of the circuits are Power Unit based. 1 is Speed. 1 is Cornering. So they are what we've got to get through. All Race Start, 2 Power Unit, 1 Cornering and 1 Speed. Now you can look at this very different ways, and I'm going to run you through why I'm going for what I am. Now, first of all, Race Start drivers, I've gone with Gasly and Leclerc. I think they are 2 very solid drivers in Race Start for Series 11. Now, you could look at maybe an Ocon from Series number 10 if you've just moved into Series 11, or somebody like Colapinto. But again, remember, his tyres are just terrible, so it's very much harder to manage Colapinto. You often have to use some slower tyres. So I'd recommend them drivers. Now, the setup is different to what you would expect. So you can play around with this one quite a lot. You've got 2 Power Unit circuits, which are 50% of the circuits. You've also got a Speed and Cornering, which is 25% each, or you can balance the setup and cover both and still cover 50%. Now, the way I see track rotation is Power Unit, you can still win at those circuits without Power Unit. So for me, I always prioritise a bit more Speed and Cornering. So for me, in this setup, I'm going to recommend you to go for such setup like this and cover off a Speed and a Cornering circuit. You'll still beat bots at Power Unit tracks. Again, might be a little bit difficult against real players, but you should then beat them at the Speed and the Cornering track, so you're still getting 50%. If you go for more power unit, you will drop speed or cornering, which means you will be a lot less at those circuits. So it's completely up to you where you go. Of course, you can start adding some different parts on if you wish. You can add more speed, more cornering, more power unit, have a play around with it, but that's the setup I will be running when I get to Series 11 on my free-to-play account. I'll be balancing off speed and cornering and attacking power unit circuits, knowing that power unit is the weaker spot. So, in terms of the series, let's get into your strategy area and go through the strategies. We'll start off with Australia then. So 9-lap circuit, and again it's probably going to be a free soft. That's going to cover you very nicely in dry conditions. You can split that out if you are worried about double stacking. Now in wet conditions, you might be able to do a one-stop, a little bit unsure on these numbers, but a 3-3-3 could work too, so just check that out if it's wet conditions. The boosts, Firework, Rainbow, Street Shark and Timeless feature race start and speed, and in the middle, DRS is not very effective around this circuit, but down the home straight is the best place to use it. Now we're heading off to Imola then for your next circuit, dry or wet potential. 3-3-3 on the softs. You could look at doing a one-stop for medium 5 hard as well. Absolutely fine in dry conditions. In the wet, free wet, and a 4-3-2 over the 9 laps is also possible. You've got the boosts that are above our head. Surf, Instinct, Rooster, Gladiator and Frost include both race start power unit. Your track map above me, home straight is the best for DRS. If you're not going to use DRS there, make sure to conserve. That is the best place to conserve your power unit and attack through those corners. Next up then, we'll keep with the power unit track, we have Singapore, could be dry or wet potentially, 6 laps, 2 soft is potential in Series 11, if not, you could look at doing a 2 medium, that should be fine. Again, I need to do a little bit of update on the tyre management, so do let me know if you find that these tyre managements are a little bit invalid. In wet conditions though, you're probably going to be looking at a 2-2-2 on the wets. If you can get to 3 wets, then obviously great as well. So the boosts, Surf, Instinct, Rooster, Gladiator, Frost, all include race start and power unit. Lot tougher circuit to use DRS. Mainly, you want to use it either down the home straight or that first big long straight. It is a tricky track for DRS, but make sure to conserve down any straights that you don't go attacking. Then finally, your circuit is Hungary to cover as well. So this is the cornering circuit of this week. 9 laps. Again, a free soft works very well around Hungary in the dry. You can obviously go to the one-stop strategies as detailed there. In the wet, 3-3-3 on the wets, potentially 2-stop. If you can't do the 2-stop or you want to do the one-stop, there is some wet strategies there as well. Timeless, Hook, Copat, Prince, Kawhi, Herald and Nazar are the boosts that you can go ahead and use too at Hungary. And your track map, DRS down the home straight and that second little straight is the best place to use it. Now that is your Series 11 guide. Singapore, Australia, Imola and Hungary. It's all about race start with 2 power unit circuits and 1 speed, 1 cornering. That is the setup that we recommend. Prioritise speed and cornering and make sure that you can then beat the power unit tracks against bots, no problem. Drivers, race start drivers, a couple from Series 10 to look at, the likes of Ocon is alright, Colapinto as well. And then we're going to come to players who are entering Series 12 for the first time, or maybe you have been there for a while. Your Series 12 is all about overtaking now. So overtaking, it's all about driver stats this week in F1 Clash. You have got Baku, Brazil, Vegas and Abu Dhabi, 4 overtaking circuits, and we have a look at the car stat. Speed, cornering, speed, power unit. So we have 2 speed, 1 cornering, 1 power unit for series number 12. And overtaking required. So we'll go and have a look at the driver lineup. Overtaking, Hamilton and George Russell would be my 2 go-to. Hamilton the best overtaker on the game. George Russell is very good as well because he comes with decent tyre management and very good qualifying. So George Russell is one to potentially use. Now, there is other drivers out there. If you maybe have a Gasly from Series 11, you could have a Piastri at a good level as well. So there are a couple of ones if you're stepping from Series 11 to 12 that you could potentially use as well. So watch out for Piastri and Gasly. Could also be very good for you if you haven't. But mainly Series 12 drivers, Hamilton and Russell, I would recommend. Now, the car setup is, again, what I like to do. So speed and cornering are pretty much 75% of the tracks with one power unit track. So I'm going to balance off with speed and cornering. That is going to give me really good speed around the 2 speed tracks. I'm also going to get really good cornering around the cornering track. If I add more speed to this setup, I will lose a lot more cornering, which is pretty pointless. So I'm going to run, in this series, speed and cornering balance. That's one of my favourite things to do. And I'm also going to be able to win at Abu Dhabi because power unit is a lot weaker stat for the AI. Obviously, real players is going to be a lot harder to battle at the power unit tracks, but with a boost, you can still win. You've seen me plenty of times on stream beat players with massive power unit at power unit tracks with none at all. So this is the strategy and the track I would use. This setup would work perfectly. If you want to go more speed to cover off, absolutely fine. But remember, you're only covering 50%, whereas with this setup, we're covering 75% of the circuits. So that is your drivers and your setup. Let's get into your strategy guide for the 4 circuits, and we'll start off with Baku, dry and wet conditions. You should be able to run a free soft, 4 medium, free soft in Baku. In the wet conditions, 3 wet, 4 wet, 4 wet, 3 wet for your 7-lap race as well. Now, overtaking and speed, there is plenty of boosts out there. Skull, Eclipse, Taurus, Unstoppable, Hex as a free boost, and Warrior, Street Shark, Eternal Flame, and Firework are fantastic around this circuit. And your home straight is the best place to use your DRS, and also through turn 2 down to turn 3, you can see where it's yellow currently just here, you can use DRS there as well. If you're not using DRS down one of those straights, make sure to conserve your power unit. Now, another fast circuit we have got coming up is the circuit of Brazil. So we have got a 9-lap race, and you can pretty much do a 1-stop here. 4 soft, 5 medium, 4 soft if you are in basically Series 12. You can go to a 2-stop, 3 on the softs is good, but if not, you can go harder mediums to do the 1-stop. It is Cuppa, Glitz, Herald, Cranberry and Ode. And to mention wet conditions, a 5 wet, 4 wet, 4 wet, 5 wet is your strategy in the wet. Your track map in the middle. DRS down the home straight is great, but also out of turn sort of 3. You can see just here, that is a good place to use DRS as well. So don't worry if you don't have it down the home straight all the time. It is a good circuit to use at multiple different locations. Next up, we have Las Vegas, one of the slowest circuits on the F1 Clash calendar. And it also features a very tricky and slow safety car if you get it as well. So 6 laps to come at Las Vegas, and free soft is what you should be able to run. If not, free medium. I doubt if it's wet conditions, but if it is, a free wet is absolutely fine. A lot of boosts, similar to Baku. We'll pick out some of the best ones: Firework, Eternal Flame, and Hex. And the track map in the middle, you've got that back straight, home straight, and the first big straight you come to. Plenty of time to use DRS around Vegas. So conserve though, absolutely key. Conserve every single straight. You do not use DRS because this circuit you need power unit so that you can attack with DRS and get some more and increased top speed. And then finally, we round off the series with Abu Dhabi. I expect dry conditions, but you never know. 8 laps to come. Honestly, in Champions, 4 hard is very, very underrated. I would literally just go 4 hard in Series 12, obviously. Taurus, Glitz, Dragon, Unstoppable, Rooster and Skull all feature overtaking and power unit. Now, I can't really see it being wet, but a 4 wet, or a 3-3-2 is going to be sufficient around here. Can't see it being wet, I might be shocked. But then in the middle, your track map, you have got the back straight, which is brilliant for DRS. So this straight here and the one up there, both really, really good. Just again, conserve power unit on which one you don't use it for. and you will be absolutely fine. So yeah, make sure to attack them corners. So that is your strategy guide done for Series 12. It is overtaking drivers. It is a speed, cornering, speed, power unit. So that is your setup that you're going to be requiring as so. That is what I would rock, is a balanced speed and cornering, and a driver lineup. Hamilton, Russell, very good at overtaking. So hopefully you've enjoyed this strategy guide. That is my best advice to you, to go and smash your new Series 10, Series 11 and Series 12 track rotation here on F1 Clash.